position. But if you want to be in this fight, you got to get in this fight. I'm going to tell y'all like this, and I'm going to pass the mic. Friday, it went left. Okay? That was the first time it ever went left in Atlanta. It went left places. It went left. All right? But when it went left, you started to see who the real soldiers are. We in a battle, right? They're killing us, literally. And if you don't understand that, you don't need to be on this front line. So I'm appreciative of all the people that have come out, the ones that are watching online. But if you gonna go out there for clicks and likes, stay home.
And I want to speak about what the brother said, is that if you talk about front lines where it came from, just think about military strategy, or just think about a chessboard that you have pawns and then you have people in the different ranks and things like that. We have to understand that every piece is powerful, because the pawn can become king or queen if it advances and it's strategic in this that. So yeah, we need soldiers, we need infantry, we need front line, we also need strategists, we also need attorneys, we also need doctors, lawyers, nurses, all those things in this battle. Because again, a pawn can't win a game, but neither can a king by itself. But when you have those people, when those chess pieces intertwined and working together, that's when you get victory.
So, what's going on, everybody? My name is Emmanuel McGee. So, as far as economic advancement, what are things do you guys think that we can start doing, and like all of us here and everyone online can invest in to start develop the economic structures within our communities now?
So that's one of my biggest things, right? And I took it upon myself. I'm one of those people that like looks at the solutions. So about a week from now, I'll even launch it tomorrow. I came up with this idea. It's called the Smart Business Network, where we promote black-owned businesses all the time. We need a list. I can show you the flyer. We got a tattoo artist. We got a dude that works on cars. We got a dude that does houses. We got somebody that's in real estate. We got somebody that does floors. Every genre we can think of. Because people talk about economics, but no one's giving them a plan of where to go, right? No one's pointing and saying this is for black-owned businesses. And so we have to be disciplined enough to where we can separate ourselves from the economical structure of we're in our own oppression with our structures. And so me personally, I got said I'm gonna launch what's called Smart. I'm black if you know something a little politically correct. Smart Business Network is for black business owners. I'm gonna put business on my page all the time. They need it. You know, shoot me a little referral. You know what I'm saying? I got you a card. But understanding that black-owned businesses and where go find these black-owned businesses. Well, you should buy black, but you're not giving people also what they're actually. You see what I'm saying? I target local solution to that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I have all those answers, but what I need to do is to work with the people who do own businesses to help push their business to at least my eight followers. You see what I'm saying? At least share to somebody else. So I think economically, it's about supporting your friends that have this. Not asking them for it, because the way system oppression is set up is because we need jobs, right? And so unless we create jobs, we're wasting our fucking time. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people won't show protest because they won't even let them off at that point. What are out there? You know what I'm saying? And you feel handcuffed to, it look fun. But you can't go nowhere. If you're in a position where black businesses are growing, then they can hire more black people. You see what I'm saying? So the economic structure is within our money funding black-owned businesses, making sure that they have the opportunity to grow within our communities and expand so they can have a leadership role. You know what I mean? So for me personally, like I said, we have to have an organization where I'm starting myself this network of just black-owned businesses. I don't give a damn what you do, but you gotta be professional. I need that customer service Chick-fil-A type level. That's very important. Of course. I'm not gonna allow nobody to. I'm not gonna spend my money nowhere I feel disrespected. You see what I'm saying? And I think, all that ghetto shit and unprofessionalism, all that is not necessary. But conduct yourself as if you respect me as a customer. Because you ever seen somebody turn on their white voice when it's, oh, hi, how you doing? You all got that in you somewhere. So treat this, when you know you need to do that, that's how you need to treat all black customers that's spending their money with you, because we don't owe you shit. But at the same time, we have to go looking for it. So we have to figure out what those alternatives are. So to me personally, that's the biggest thing, right? Because when we talk about economics, we talk about how it controls everything. And so most of the time, what did they just say about Joe Biden? He just got about 3 or 4 millionaires or billionaires to endorse him. What do they do? What companies do they own? You see what I'm saying? There got to be a ton of billionaires that are supporting Trump. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand how our money, our economics ties into politics, which also ties into criminal justice, because then they're endorsing these people, and politics and criminal justice are the same damn thing.
Smart, what would you think we should do as of right now when we leave right now? Because y'all saying that the July 7th, the Juneteenth blackout, all of that is too long to wait. What should we do right now to work on the black economics?
As of right now,
what can we come up with?
let's think.
What about, because I know you mentioned.
I don't know. Anybody know of a black-owned grocery store? We have to
Black-owned
be
grocery store?
Okay. All right.
Oh, Big Bear, they got a Big Bear on Candler Road too.
I never even heard of Big Bears.
Or you can just go to WeBuyBlack.com and just start adding businesses to WeBuyBlack.com. Yeah, WeBuyBlack.com.
But, it's about sharing the information to how we prosper within ourselves. We look at other economies and we wonder why so many other cultures flourish, because they only shop with each other. Like I remember I used to sell cars about 5 years ago, and I was working down in McDonough, and this Asian family came in, and their insurance agent was in Norcross. And I was like, damn, you live in McDonough, he showed me the card. It was another person like themselves. They spend within themselves. You see what I'm saying? Their money stays in their community. The black dollar is the most powerful dollar in the country, but it only stays in the black community for 1 day. We are giving it a shit away. Soon as we get the paycheck, we giving it away. So I think it's
or the stimulus check.
So I think we just have to figure out the black-owned businesses that we believe we should be supported. You know what I mean?
So we're gonna start writing them down. Y'all said grocery stores. What else is in demand? Do we have black-owned gas stations?
There's a black-owned beauty supply store.
There's a black-owned gas station on Tara Boulevard.
See, that's also a level of convenience. Everybody ain't gonna go to Tara Boulevard.
We can still mention.
I drove over there.
Well, if I answer the question,
some black-owned beauty supply stores. Atlanta Beauty and Smyrna.
all right, one of the things that we can do, if we talk about the information age, that everybody in here commits to take the information that was shared here, that was gathered here, and take it to your social groups. Take it to people on your Twitter, on your IG, on your Facebook, in your text threads, at your church meetings, at your synagogue mosque meetings. That's what it is, because there's a plethora of information here. But again, what are we going to do? Talk about it and leave here and things remain the same? Or are you going to do actionable items? What are we going to do now? If we're going to talk about what we're going to do now, be committed to something. Be committed to something. Whether it's an organization, whether it's a mentorship program, be committed to something that helps uplift our people.
So,
What I wanted to say is mostly about social media. There's been a lot of conversation about the divide between people, and I agree with that. And at the same time, there's also a divide between people that protest physically and, you know, on the internet and things like that. I'm not saying that one is stronger than the other. I'm just saying if you weren't here brought by someone that was, you know, running this or knew someone, you probably found out by social media. I'm really heavy on Twitter, and it's been hard for me these past few days because the people that I follow have been so vocal about everything and how everything is so wrong and how we can change that. And I just don't want to discredit the people that are doing that work online as well as doing that work physically. And that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. So let me just, can I just say one thing? Can we all commit to at least maybe twice a month reconvening so that we can continue this conversation? And that could be
Already
the
planned.
takeaway point, because again, like I said before, in the old movement, they had mass meetings. So they would have an action, they would do something, they come back, reconvene, and they would continue to build. They did that at Pascal's. This can become Pascal's. And so we can continue to build in the shadow of Dr. King, but in a different spirit. Because we're going to need to think and strategize, and I'm hearing a lot of good ideas. It's going to take us continuing to build with one another, because this movement has been moving since 2012, and everybody gets on train at a different stop. And some people, like she said, I love the Twitter soldiers, man, because, man, they can make stuff get real interesting real fast. You know, the Twitter and the Instagram warrior people. We also need frontline soldiers. So if we can commit to, at the very least, being present twice a month, I promise you we can put together an army very quickly that can mobilize.
Great point. One of the other things that I'm part of two Facebook groups. One is Black Clinicians and Black Educators. I was a former teacher as well. We got, I'm sure, so many tech-savvy people here. Why don't we start that type of forum so that even in between those face-to-face meetings, we're sharing ideas, we're sharing content, we're sharing things. And then I know it takes that you have to have a moderator or something for those groups like that, but let us use our technology to our advantage. So groups like that, we can come in, put ideas, okay, hey, we're going to boycott or, you know, live, you know, Griggs goes live all the time. Hey, this place discriminated against us, we're going to shut it down. We have that power, but we have to be united and to do that, and the easiest way to unite is responsible social media.
Okay. That's all. So my first thing when I saw the flyer, let's talk about racism and solutions for it, is what was our main purpose in coming to the United States for the slave masters, was to work because we can endure in the sun and because we can take the abuse better than other ethnicities. So my main question for a solution is, why are we still here? Why do we still work in slave states? Are we the ancestors of the slaves that never left? Because most of them, they were what? Harriet Tubman, she had the Underground Railroad, everybody was moving north. Everybody's trying to go where there was the least amount of racism, or for the white people who were for black people. So my question is, for a solution, why are we still here? Why are we protesting and we're upset, but we never leave? We never take our strength to another place that appreciates black people. And like he's saying, we recirculate our money in our communities. But why are you still here? I was born in the UK and I stayed in New Mexico, and there was no slavery over there, so the energy of two different places is way different. And to me, I'd be like, why did my mom come back to the slave state? Because when we came back here, it's different stigmas And the way that, you know, some white people treat black people over here is way different than they do it somewhere else. So, like, I used to sleep at white people's houses in New Mexico. But here, I've never spent a night at a white person's house, ever. Over there, I was on the gymnastics team, and I was the only black girl. Here, I was like, I don't want to be the only black girl on the gymnastics team. So why haven't we left a slave state? Why do we still work in slave states? We pay taxes in slave states. They still look at us that way. So that's just my main thought that came.
I'm gonna let my teacher friend handle that one. I think.
What up, family? How y'all doing?
Oh, you don't want no mic?
I'm good. My name is Shivy. If y'all don't mind. My name is Shivy. I am a high school teacher in Clayton County, Georgia. I work in Riverdale, work at Charles R. Drew High School. Needless to say, we talked about those who are on the front lines. Many of our educators are on the front lines to this thing to get-go day in and day out when nobody's talking about anything. To make one thing real clear, because it breaks my heart when I hear us as black people continually talk about how our history had begun in slavery. See, please understand that we as black people were here in mainland Americas before Columbus was the itch of his daddy pants. Okay? When we talk about George Washington chopping down the apple tree, he's talking about the tree that was on the middle of the Moroccan flag. Now, why is that significant? Well, Morocco happens to be the first country that ever acknowledged America as a sovereign state. But why? Because Morocco was in charge of Spain for over 600 years until the year 1492, which happens to be the year Columbus came here, which happens to be the reason why all his navigators were black Moors, which is why the Spanish conquistadors were all black Moors. We've been here. We don't have to leave. We've been here. We're here before them. We'll be here after them. We belong here. That's why we fight, because we belong here. To answer some of the questions that we have, the truth is we're dealing with systematic oppression. We're dealing with systematic aggression. We're dealing with systematic racism, which means our solutions have to be founded in fixing the systems. So how do you do that? Our police officers govern police officers. If something happens, a prosecutor who works with them to prosecute the public is the person who has to prosecute the people who are colleagues or his colleague. That has to change. We need to have civilian boards that govern our police the same way we do for our schools. Cops need to answer to the people, not the system. If we want to fix our education, we got to stop fighting over why schools get funded this and why that school gets funded that, until we start talking about separating our property taxes from the local schools, and you fund all schools throughout the state, whether they're urban, whether they're rural, flat, the same, then you get away from the concentration of dollars in wealthy neighborhoods, which keeps those schools prospering and other schools lacking. We have to start talking about what the real actionable things are. 2008, we brought in Barack Obama. We had a supermajority. We ran the Congress, we ran the Senate, we had the executive board, we took a bunch of state houses. Did we ever talk about dismantling electoral college? Did we take any action on that? Within my lifetime, I'm 36 years old. I have seen two men come to power to take the presidency without winning the popular vote. We have to put an end to this. The only reason we have the Electoral College is because the forefathers of America believed the average American was not intelligent enough, articulate enough, literate enough to make a sound decision for president. So they created the system as a buffer, which hasn't worked. It's time to dismantle the systems. Your vote as a conservative or liberal in whatever state you live in should count, and it doesn't. It's worked for them, but it's not worked for us, and I agree with you.
I guess I just kind of wanted to touch on the question that you asked. I I've been here for about 10 years. I'm from New Jersey. I guess you can say I was the only black girl in a lot of different things. I'll say that that doesn't mean to say that there wasn't any racism or things like that. I remember looking at a piece of paper, and even though the kids treated me nice, the substitute had to identify me as black. I mean, what else would black mean? I had a pink shirt on. Needless to say, if you look on Google or anywhere else, it happens anywhere. I mean, there are literally people who have been upset with the way the U.S. works, and they moved to Mexico, and they're still protesting, you know, because of the, you know, inequalities.
Time out. Sorry. So, for the people that say protests don't work, the mayor just fired the 2 officers that yanked old boy out the car, and the 3 others.
All right, there you go.
The 3 others are pending, and then she just apologized, and now she's still talking. So, again, let's keep working. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Renee.
No, that was amazing breaking news. I'm glad that happened. Needless to say, like you said, but just anywhere. Racism happens anywhere. If you look, it might not have happened in your neighborhood, but if you just literally Google right now racism in the UK, it happens there. It happens in India, where everybody is Indian, but it's a skin color thing. It happens in Asia. It's everywhere. We can sit there and say, okay, it didn't happen here, but we're literally all dealing. The systematic racism, the systematic things that are happening, the whole system is crumbling everywhere. People are protesting everywhere, and everywhere they're making a change. So I just kind of wanted to just kind of point that out, because when you said, like, you know, that you didn't experience it, I'm like, well, there's no racism in the UK? I mean, it's different everywhere because every person has something different, but we're all facing much the same issues.
Nice job. Wow. So let me just say this right quick, because you know I'm a native Georgian, generations. My great grandfather was a slave in Shadydale. I lived three years in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is right across the river, the underground road, Freedom Center, right there. It's just as racist as West as here. And so let's escape the traffics of institutionalized racism. What we focus on is deep in the system. Why I think Chevy needs to run for mayor. But what I want y'all to realize is something. Regardless of where we come from, regardless of where we've been, if we unify, we can win in our lifetime. And let's not forget, there are people of good conscience that are of all color that are joining this movement. I saw it on Friday before some of the other guys got involved. But we need to understand that there, and Dr. King put it very aptly, the conditions of poor folk are universal. Black, white, gay, straight, church, unchurched. And I think what we're feeling in this building right now is a continuation of a birth of awareness that we need to take out. And we do need to create that Facebook group. So I want, if anybody will volunteer,
Griggs.
You
got like 5 Facebook groups.
To be
You can have
the moderator. Other than me, I'll be an administrator, but Scotty.
I don't even use Facebook. Got the Instagram. I got the list. I got the list.
Okay.
I got the list.
I think I host over here.
Let me have to do the daddy thing.
Yes, please, sir. She has something to say. Did you want to facilitate her Facebook or?
Hold on. She got a point she wants to make.
say thank you to
There you go.
So,
Thank you, sister. That's awesome.
one more thing I just thought about. So we've talked about economics, we've talked about political, but we haven't talked about the radical portion of the movement. And I think it's very important that every black person gets armed at this point. I think it's very important. And I have a nonprofit organization for y'all that don't know. I do a lot of things in the community. Me and Chevy just fed about 500 kids pieces with his Papa John's campaign. We send kids to prom. We buy kids graduation suits. We do black kids. All that. I don't care about that right now. But what I'm saying is we're going to do a fundraiser next week. And what I want to do, I want to raise about $5,000. And I want to get 50 to 100 people armed or get their license to carry. As a progressive, like I'm going to make a flyer or whatever you do. Focus.
You just got drafted.
Focus is a frontline soldier with me, but
with the gun.
Right. So, and it's about when we talk about the laws, it's about understanding the open carry state that we're in, about understanding that show of strength, force, and power that we have to have. Y'all give me real Huey P. Black Panther vibes this month. Huh? Definitely.
Well, Griggs, you can speak on down, I forgot, is it Brunswick where,
Oh, you was watching that?
oh, when the Panther brothers?
They were just here a few minutes ago. The people organized.
No, but you see, they were out there because it is a open carry state. So it's great that you have a concealed weapon, but you can go get a shotgun today. You can go get a rifle today. If you want a handgun, you have to go through a background check. But a shotgun and rifle, it's open carry state. So we have to know where we can carry, where we can't carry, what are our rules, what are the regulations for that. But we have to be able to, just like they can storm in Michigan, they can storm the State House with their weapons drawn and things like that, and nothing happens to them.
And I also did want to announce one thing, but I'm going to wait till my sister says what she...
I just found out about one, but I don't know exact. I got to get one of my partners. He just bought some guns from them last week. He was telling me about them. We actually looking for a black-owned gun range as well. Because one thing we do, I have what's called the Smart Gun Club, and you know what I'm saying. We have to be trained. Like if they're gonna be scared of black people, you're gonna be scared of black people for real. I'm gonna give you something to be scared of. Right. And so everything at this point has to be intentional. Every step forward has to be intentional. Everything has to have a purpose behind what we're doing. And we have to move in a sense of, not urgency, but strategic and not emotion.
Focus. Sure. So let me announce what was announced in, I want to say it was Pierce County yesterday. So we were, like I said, I did 9 protests in a day and a half, maybe 2 days. And the SCLC, in partnership with the association, is launching the Jehoshaphat Initiative, where we're asking for 100 African Americans to go get licensed to carry. And so they will be making that announcement of a march that's coming on Juneteenth. It'll be June the 19th in Centennial Park. It'll be a partnership with the association and the SCLC, where we will hopefully have achieved that goal. So if you want to join that, the goal is 100 people in each county getting licensed to carry. So again, we are nonviolent, but we have to protect the most fundamental right we have, and that's the right to self-defense.
I want to speak on one last thing about economics, and we have to understand that every revolution needs financial backing. So we need to, whether you're part of a church, synagogue, mosque, we need to know the money, if you're donating to a church or any organization, is that helping us? Because if it's not, stop and put it where it's helping us. Also, we need to be able to hold the people that we revere, our rappers and entertainers and all of that. Stop buying their shit if they're not supporting us. Because we finance them. So if they're not going to put their money back into our communities, back into our program, back into the things that are essential, stop spending money with them. Stop buying their product. Stop doing this. Because again, what is it? We're over $3 trillion of economic power, but it has no course. It has no direction. And I know that that's what you want to do. But make the people that you give your hard-earned dollars earn it. Just like we making Joe Biden or whoever we vote for president or city, make them earn our vote. Let those people also earn our dollar.
Okay, so thank y'all so much for coming out today. Okay, so he has one more thing to say, and we definitely have to wrap it up because we still have a curfew. Challenge your local gangbangers for the live, is what they're saying.
To like a fight? We got.
Yeah, I know I'm with all
Challenge your local
smoke.
gangbangers,
challenging to
challenge
like
your
what?
hitters, challenge everyone challenge
what
your
they stand
boys that's
for.
on the corner, challenge them to protect us.
I was like, I ain't finna challenge him to a fight.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Y'all, this was awesome.
I just want to say thank y'all for coming. Like I said, this is a step in the right direction, but it's not something that can just happen one time and be over with. But we're committing to meeting twice a month. If not, I'll talk to Sarah, which Sarah called me and was so enthusiastic. It was like 1 in the morning. I was like, Sarah got passionate.
Hang with me.
She called me and she was like, Smart, we got to do something. And we do this together, so I appreciate y'all for coming, and let's continue to do it. Shots up!
Yeah.
Shot! Everybody!
Thank you so much for having us use this space. Sarah called me at 1 in the morning too. I didn't answer, but she sent paragraphs.
Twice a month, yeah, every other week. Every other week we'll be here, probably on a Sunday, and we'll keep building. Next time, hopefully, it was some people we had to turn down because we try to do the coronavirus guidelines and things like that. So as the city begins to open up a little bit more, but try to engage and bring somebody with you. Share some information with them that you learned today, because I learned some stuff today. I'm not saying I have the solutions, but I'm willing to listen and work with each other so we can find them. So thank y'all.
And please, if you know any women that would like to speak, that are involved, please, because I am a black woman myself. I do, need a lot of black women representation to represent us as well. So please let us know. We are more than happy to open the panel to them, and we do plan to switch up the representatives as well.